It used to be rare for members of law enforcement to be convicted for their illegal actions because people were told to respect the badge. While there are some cases that show there has been a swing far to the other side, there are still places where it's been difficult to show cops they have laws they should follow. Columbus, Ohio, and Franklin County are finally in the following the law box with the convictions of Adam Coy. It is the right case though. Coy and another officer killed a man named Andre Hill. That said, Coy has been convicted and will have to face his time in prison while having people thinking he killed someone in a justified manner, so they will fight for him. He killed a man and will now pay for it. There was a jury that saw him as guilty. There was an office of prosecutors that saw him as guilty. There are cops mad because they think the badge gives them power of life and death overall. Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself. Okay, I do have a Substack link down below to an article that has all my research links in it if you want to go there. Here via Wikipedia is how Andre Hill was killed. Coy and another officer who has been identified as Amy Detweiler responded to a non-emergency call around 1:49 a.m. about a car repeatedly turning on and off near 1000 Overland Drive. It is unclear if this car had anything to do with Hill. Around the same time, Coy and Detweiler arrived at the scene. Hill was leaving a friend's house while holding an illuminated smartphone in his left hand. Body cam footage shows Coy and Hill walking toward each other. Coy shot Hill several times as he yelled at him to show his hands. Hill was shot 3 times in the right leg and once in the chest. Coy did not turn on his body-worn camera before the shooting, but the camera has a 60-second look-back feature that recorded the minute prior, including the shooting, with the video but not audio. Hill was taken to Ohio Health Riverside Methodist Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. After Hill was shot, several officers handcuffed him while he lay unresponsive on the ground. Video recordings from Coy and others show that none of the multiple officers on the scene made an attempt to render first aid to Hill until 10 minutes after he was shot. The Franklin County's coroner office determined that the manner of death was homicide and the cause of death was multiple gunshot wounds. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation investigated the shooting. On December 28, Coy was fired from a Columbus Division of Police on the recommendation of Mayor Andrew Ginther and Police Chief Tom Quinlan. On February 3, 2021, the Franklin County Grand Jury indicted Coy on charges of murder, 1 count, felonious assault, 1 count, and dereliction of duty, 2 counts. The latter 2 charges were based on Coy's failure to activate his body camera and failing to alert Officer Detweiler that he believed Hill posed a threat. At the request of Franklin County prosecutor, the Ohio Attorney General and designees were appointed a special prosecutor to prosecute the case in lieu of local prosecutors. April 23rd, prosecutors filed an additional charge of reckless murder against Coy. Here via NBC Channel 4 around the Columbus area is the conviction. A former Columbus police officer is now convicted of murder, felonious assault, and reckless homicide. Adam Coy shot and killed Andre Hill in December of 2020. The guilty verdict on all 3 charges were returned on Monday after 5 days of testimony and about 12 hours of deliberations. This marks the first trial for a deadly law enforcement involved shooting in Franklin County that has not ended in mistrial or a not guilty verdict. By the way, this all happened last month, so it took 4 years to get him to trial and get him to and all that. Capital University law professor Rob Barnhart said Coy's case proves that there is potential to find a 12-person jury in Franklin County willing to convict a police officer. He said he was surprised to see a guilty verdict returned on all 3 counts. So in cases where reckless homicide is on the table, you may think that jurors might be squeamish about convicting a law enforcement officer, might say, well, we don't know if we want to say that he was trying to kill the person or wanted to kill this person, but we are willing to say he should have acted better, Barnhart said. There are currently 3 more trials pending in Franklin County for deadly law enforcement involved shootings. Barnhart said, although Coy's case doesn't set a precedent for future cases, it could change the attorney's tactics. I guess if you're the state and you get access, you know it's not always the same prosecutors, but you get access to those prosecutors and see if jurors talk then and see what worked, Barnhart said. I mean, theoretically now you've got a playbook that works and you can run it again. But you're also dealing with the same defense team that knows you're going to maybe run the same playbook and they can adjust accordingly. The same defense team who represented Coy, Mark Collins, and Caitlin Stevens are representing the law enforcement officers in the 3 pending cases. However, the prosecutors are different. Oh, and if you don't mind, like, subscribe, comment. And I've got a link tree down below that's got my social media, and it has my Patreon if you want to help out. Thank y'all. This is another one of those cases where a cop didn't do their due diligence when doing their job. It is sad that a man lost his life, but because of that sacrifice, now it's been proven that Columbus, Ohio cops are not immune from the punishment of their actions. Now, I hate having to see that happen that way, but cops should not feel like they're immune to prosecution. Now, there could be any number of reasons why Coy did what he did. But the main thing is that the cops in that area were thinking, hey, we can get away with whatever we want to do and we don't have to face criminal punishment. Maybe it's time that cops stop feeling that and it will cause them to stop, think, and act appropriately from now on, especially around Columbus, Ohio. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Folks, I just want to say thank you for listening. I want to thank you for taking your time. I want to hear what your comments are about what you think on this topic, because your comments are what's important, not necessarily mine. I don't care if you're Republican, I don't care if you're conservative, I don't care if you're liberal, I don't care if you're Democrat. I want to hear your opinion on these topics. I want to thank you yet again for listening to my video. Like, subscribe, and all that other hoopla. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.